is Thomas LEDFORD, aka Taxman88. And I'm here to share in this video 10 points to start your own tax business. And so this conversation today is just 10 points that I want to share with people who look to start their own tax preparation business, especially for people who have no prior training or experience to this industry, but chosen this model of business to get started with. Is really what this video is really all about, to give you insight on when it comes to choosing this industry as a potential business model for you to getting started. I work with clients who've already got tax preparation skills and knowledge, who's working in the industry already, and the next logical choice was to start their own tax preparation business based on prior experience, training, and knowledge, and understanding that, hey, I enjoy doing what I do. I like helping people with their tax preparation needs, and I want to make the type of money I know I can make in this industry based on having the knowledge and skills that this industry allowed me to acquire. But working for a company, it doesn't seem like that's going to ever give me the type of income I want to make. So the next logical choice for those people is to start their own tax preparation business. But I got a whole new group of people who want to start their own tax preparation business who have no prior knowledge, skills, training, or background whatsoever. So how you came to that conclusion, just starting your own tax preparation business is fine, but my job is to educate you and show you what it's going to take, what it's going to look like, what it's going to be, and let you make an informed decision if this is the right industry for you, is this the right skill set and knowledge for you to be able to get started in. And so the points I'm going to go through on the screen, and I got them in a certain order, but the reason I got them in a certain order is because I'm going to go through them in that order, but if I wouldn't have had them written down already, I probably would have just talked about all 10, but in no certain order, because there's really no certain order I can talk about them in or have to talk about them in, but I'm going to talk about the logical order that I use to work with my real world clients who want to start their own tax preparation business by joining my mentorship and coaching program. So the first thing is to make sure whatever state you're in doesn't have any state requirements that you must abide by in order to even get started. And once you determine you're not one of those states, it's a green flag to go. You get ready. The next thing we want to work on is your EFIN, which stands for Electronic Filing Identification Number. It's a 6-digit number that the IRS gives you once you fill out the EFIN application, do the background check with 2 fingerprint cards. But in order to even get to this process, we must create a secure account on IRS.gov website. So that's one of the new features that the IRS has added due to identity theft being what it is. The IRS has locked down a website where there's certain features and functions and applications and things you want to get access to that you must create a secure account to be able to get to them that we didn't have to do in prior years. And so that's one of the biggest struggles for people who want to start their own tax preparation business, is being able to create a secure account. So one of the things I talk to my potential clients with that reach out to me and call me on the phone is, do you have a credit card? Do you have an auto loan? Do you have a student loan? Do you have a mortgage or line of credit? Because those are one of the things on the financial list that you must have, where the IRS can identify you and verify who you are in order for you to create the secure account we need, so we can go to the phase 2, which is while we talk about doing the e-file provider's application, when we also talk about the business structure. The business structure is what we talk about simultaneously along on step 2. So we talk about the business structure as well as talk about step 2, because we have to decide what type of business structure you want to start with. A lot of people start with the basic free sole proprietorship business structure because it costs nothing to do that. It's free to go to IRS.gov and do an online EIN application. And so a lot of times people start off with the free method, and they eventually know they want to incorporate down the road to get some type of limited liability protection as a result of that and other benefits that come with being incorporated. So when it comes to these points, some of these points go hand in hand with one another. So 2, I talk about along with 3, because business structure is one of the things we want to get set up. We want to take that credentials, we want to take those and put them on the e-file provider's application, and then we want to also talk about your business account set up and ready to go, as well as your PTIN. You know what I'm saying? The PTIN is on the list, but like I said, it's no certain order. But when it comes to me walking through my clients to how to get started and making that happen, the secure account, the business structure, the e-file provider's application, which stands, which how you get the EFIN, and the PTIN is the number we use to sign off on all tax returns we get paid for. So those four processes all go together when it comes to talking about the e-file provider's application, which stands for EFIN. And so that's what I talk about with my clients who are part of my mentorship and coaching program, who look to start their own tax preparation business. So those first three basically get knocked out all in one conversation. And then where are you planning to do business is another topic where we decide, are we going to do strictly working from home? Are we strictly brick and mortar? Are we doing virtual? Are we doing a combination of all three? What are we trying to accomplish here? And based on the family dynamics, I got women who have children who don't necessarily want people in their homes. So then I let them know, well, you have to set the stage with your message to let clients know that I'm working virtually, strictly online from home. And that's my process to doing business with me. And that's your only option. And then I let them know that you want to be flexible with the clients that live in your own state. So if people live in your own state, your own city, your own demographics, you want to be flexible enough where you can make some money and do business with them, where you might be willing to meet in a neutral public spot, like a coffee spot or a fast food restaurant or a library or something like that, especially for men who meeting women for the first time, a place where you could be, where they can be comfortable with you, and with women meet men for the first time where they can be comfortable with you. So vice versa when it comes to meeting in a neutral public place, when it comes to doing business with someone where you don't want to have them meet you at your home. And so those are some of the conversations that I have with my clients when it comes to the points I'm talking about inside this video. And so once we determine if we're going to do virtual versus brick and mortar versus, and the problem with virtual is that there's so many misconceptions what virtual is, in my opinion, and some people connect virtual with the software when it doesn't necessarily have to be the software that makes you doing business virtual. Because I have a desktop version software that I use on top of my laptop that gives me the flexibility of going out and meeting clients at different locations that's public, where I can do a return, or I can even go to certain clients' homes who I've got a long-term relationship with, who comfortable enough with each other where I can do that with. And so that's where the years of experience and relationship come into play with being in this business model. And so if you're getting new and you're starting out fresh, you want to be able to build a relationship where you can maximize your income by being able to accommodate people who stay in your local area or in your demographics or your city or in your state where y'all can reach each other and still do business without having to come to your home if you're not having a brick and mortar situation where you won't leave no money on the table. And then also let people know that, hey, we work virtually because the strategies that I use to get clients that's all over the state with my brick and mortar, with my mentorship and coaching program, is I got clients that I'm doing business with from different states. I don't have no clients from my own state at this point, so it goes to show you that when it comes to marketing strategies that's going to allow you to get business from people, it's going to be from different states other than your own for the most part, unless you're doing a strategic marketing strategy that's designed to just pinpoint where you live at, which is doable. So when it comes to doing business, that's what you have to determine for yourself. Like I said, that prepares tax identification number, which is PTIN for short. That application process is quick, seamless, and smooth. No more than 10 minutes to create an account, fill out an application, and as long as they can verify your information by having the tax return in the system within the last 3 to 5 years, then you're good to go to get your approval right then and there, and they'll send you a PTIN letter within 24 to 48 hours based on what day of the week you put that application in. And so that's the process, that's the points of getting started in this industry. And when it comes to preparing tax returns, the time limit varies based on your knowledge, your skills, what type of software you're using, how fast you can maneuver through the software. All those things play a role in how fast you can prepare tax returns professionally and accurately. So when you hear people talking about 2 and 3 minutes to do a return, that's bullshit. It don't take no 2 or 3 minutes to do a return unless A, that's a return that was already in your system from a prior year client, and B, you simply just updating maybe a W-2 with the new money from this year coming up. All other information stayed the same, and you fill out all the signature forms and things of that nature, and the results are what they are. But when it comes to doing a tax return in general, it takes more than 2 to 3 minutes to do an accurate tax return. The interview process in itself takes more than 2 to 3 minutes. So only way you're going to do a tax return within 2 to 3 minutes means you're not interviewing these clients. You're not asking them a series of questions based on their individual situation. So you got to make sure the information that you're getting from people that is not erroneous. It got to make sense to the process that we're indulging in. And so I never had a client tax return take 2 to 3 minutes, and I've been doing this for 19 years, 13 as a business owner. So you got to be careful with the information people are going to put out here on YouTube and different places where you're going to do your due diligence, where you're going to do your searching to find out what you need to learn and what you need to know when it comes to getting started. It's more to that getting started. And so we're going to go down here to tax software and third-party banks. Those go hand in hand. All software companies have relationships with third-party banks that they work with. So based on the software company you're using, they got their own banks. And so a lot of banks, which ain't that many in the system to work with, generally all work with the same banks. So you might have 5 different software companies all work with the same 3 banks. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that generally works. And a bank product is simply saying that your client will come in, they're going to get their taxes prepared by you, and they're not going to pay out of pocket. That's what a bank product is. And so if you dealing with low-income families who walk away with $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 refund checks, who not used to paying out of pocket for those services, then a bank product is what they most likely going to do when they come through your office year in and year out. And so that's how that works when it comes to the software versus third-party banks. Third-party banks and software go hand in hand. So I got to talk about both of them when it comes to the 10 points of starting your own tax preparation business. So when I show you the software, I'm going to show you the 3 banks. There's only 3 banks that they're associated with. We're going to go through the 3 different banks. We're going to go through the 3 different, we're going to go through each one and what they had to offer, and you're going to choose the bank that has the best offer for you. And that's how you generally going to pick the bank you're going to eventually go with. And so that's how that works. All software is not created equal, and different price points dictate that. And you heard the saying, you pay for what you get. So software that's out here for $150, you got software out here for $350, $450, $700, all the way up to $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000. And so when it comes to the software, I'm using 2 different ones. I'm using Drake software and my Tax Prep Office. Drake is my main go-to software that I recommend, regardless of the fact that it's pricey, but it's robust. There's no software like this on the market that I've ran into, to my knowledge at this point, and it's worth it because it's user-friendly. When it comes to software of any kind, you want to be user-friendly, because the most frustrating thing you want to do is have a busy tax season using software that's not user-friendly for you, and now you're frustrated. But you got these people coming in and out your door, needing their tax preparation needs done, and you frustrated through the whole process of each and every one coming in and out. I don't know how long you're going to put yourself through that, but eventually it's going to get to you where it's going to affect the client that's coming in, where some of the people will leave, and it's going to affect you where you might just shut yourself down altogether and try to find a software that's much more user-friendly to use. And so that's my recommendation when it comes to software of any type. You want to make sure it's user-friendly for you. And that's going to vary for each individual who looking to start their own tax preparation business. And you're going to hear people use the word preparer. A preparer is different than a business owner of a tax preparation company. You got people who strictly prepare returns, who work for companies, and they might do some business at home as a preparer. But the problem with being a preparer who doesn't have their own tax preparation business set up is that they don't have a third-party bank to work with, which means for the most part, a lot of times they lowball themselves on prices, and they end up charging the client $75 to $100 to maybe $150, when they should be charging way more than that. But that's the price you have to pay when you can't have your fees deducted from the refund because you don't have the ability to make that happen. So when you hear the term tax preparer, a tax preparer is different from an EFIN owner. An EFIN owner is the person who has the credentials to have their own tax preparation business that's set up to be able to collect fees out of your refund dealing with third-party banks that I just mentioned. A tax preparer doesn't necessarily have that capability unless they went out and made that happen. And so when we talk about a person who's starting their own tax preparation business, then that's a tax preparer slash EFIN owner slash business owner. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest difference when it comes to my mentorship and coaching program. I got people who work for tax preparation firms as a tax preparer, but they don't have they're not a tax preparation company. And so that's the unique difference. Another thing is, other than third-party banks and the bank products I mentioned in point 7 is number 8, which is ideal client. And a lot of people might not be familiar with the term ideal client, and I wasn't always familiar with it until I got to be a mentor and a coach who allowed me to learn what I need to learn to take my brick and mortar business to a whole nother level by shifting from the local market and bringing it to the online market. You know, because for years I made great money in this industry. Making money in the tax preparation industry was never a problem for me. I stay in a big city like Chicago, and so people falling all over you when it comes to the potential of making money and getting clients. So making money in this industry was never my problem. But realizing that I didn't have an internet presence, I wasn't making money from online exposure was something that I wanted to embark on, and I know that would give me more time freedom to go with the financial freedom that I already had with the type of income I was already producing for myself. So the term ideal client is simply, if you had to sit back and write out who would be the perfect client that you would love to be able to work with day in and day out, what would that look like for you? And only you can determine that. I'm going to keep it simple for you. My ideal client is simply the man or woman who wants their tax preparation done accurately and professionally based on their individual situation. And if they get a refund, they're happy. If they don't, it is what it is. That's who my ideal client is. And once you learn who your ideal client is, then you understand that everybody who's filing the tax return isn't your ideal client. And the reason I say that is because you got some people who want their taxes done, who want the hookup, meaning they want stuff put on their return that they ain't got coming. So that, which means, based on the fact that I already have an ideal client framework written down, they don't fit the framework, which means they're not my ideal client. I'm not looking to do business with those type of people. And so when they come my way, I shut them down with my message. So my message is connected to who my ideal client is. My message is connected to my unique selling proposition. And so when you talk about unique selling proposition, you got to ask yourself, what separates you from the other 10 tax services that might be in your area, other than price? You know what I'm saying? And that's the key to that. A lot of times it's relationships, knowledge, skills. Those are some basic separations when it comes to somebody else making more money than another person. Because in my area, we got tax services. We got over 300 or 400 tax services over 3 or 4 mile radius. But the problem is everybody who has a tax service is not making the same type of money because they don't have the same type of clientele. They don't have the same type of knowledge or skills. And so that's what separates us generally from the next tax service. Because see, I make the most money in my area than a lot of the tax services because number one, I've been in this thing as long as a lot of them have, and two, my knowledge and my skills and what I bring to the table based on building relationships and what I had to offer separates me from a person who don't have the knowledge and the skills that I have. And so that's the unique selling proposition that I bring to the table, because now with me constantly learning different things in the tax preparation and taxation industry, I'm able to better service my clients. I'm able to now go out and get a different type of client where I can make more money per client by bringing more value to the client. And so that's what happens when you've been in this industry as long as I have, and you want to constantly keep learning and keep growing as a business owner and as a tax preparer. And I'm looking to study and get my EA license, which stands for Enrolled Agent. Enrolled Agent is a license that's administered by the IRS. It's a federal license that allows me to represent clients from all 50 states It separates me from CPAs and a tax attorney or people who don't have anything at all. At this point, I don't have no professional license. I don't have no certification under my belt. I just have a gang of experience, knowledge, insight, training from being in this industry as long as I have. That's the value I bring to the marketplace. And so I can help a person start their own tax preparation business from scratch. I can help them fast track their success because I have the knowledge and the skills and the know-how to be able to do that for myself, as well as help others do that over the years I've been in this industry. So that's the solution I bring to helping individuals who want to start their own tax preparation business. And then 10, specialize in a certain industry or niche. And that should be based on what you may already be familiar with, what you may already know. So that's the first thing you want to ask yourself. What is you already know and familiar with that you're good at, that you might can take and niche down and position yourself as an authority figure or as an expert to make more money from. That's my concept on that. Not me trying to go put some industries and some niches inside of a cap, shake them up and down, and figure out which one I want to master. You know what I'm saying? That's the second approach. But the first approach is based on my years of experience already. What would I want to specialize in if I chose to go that route? And so for me, I specialize in working with self-employed and small business owners to maximize their profits through tax write-offs. So that's my specialty, meaning I help business owners keep more of their profits through tax write-offs. And so, but that's going to be different for everybody. And so that's the example I use when it comes to specializing in a certain industry or niche. My specialty is not any industry or niche, but it's the specialty of working with self-employed small business owners to maximize their profits and keep more of their money through tax write-offs is the specialty I offer. So if you look into start your own tax preparation business and you know you've been procrastinating for whatever reason, I give a discovery call. My discovery call right now, if you go to my website, I think it's still $79. If not, it might be $97. It's either $79 or $79 or $97. I'm not sure what the price is because I don't go to the website that much because I'm doing other things. But if you want to pick my brain on what it's going to take for you to get started inside this industry, and if you know in your heart you're ready to get started, then you can reach out to me and we can talk for 10 minutes for free, where I can educate you on that. And based on that 10-minute conversation, if you're ready to get started or you need to know more, then you can book a discovery call, which is going to cost you the price point of whatever that call is, because see, my time is valuable, my knowledge and my experience, my insight is valuable. I can't let people pick my brains all day long, all week long for free because I paid my dues to be in this industry. And so that's the same thing you want to be able to do once you paid your dues to be in this industry, as long as I have, is utilize your knowledge and your skills and your insight to helping other people who get started with their own tax preparation business through my mentorship and coaching program. And so if you know you're ready, we still got time. This month is over as far as I'm concerned, but we got all of October, all of November, all of December, and all of January to make it happen. And the most crucial part of that process is get the secure account done and the e-file provider application done. I just picked up a new client last week. She knocked out all of it in one day. She got the secure account done. She put in an e-file provider application. She ordered the 2 fingerprint cards from the IRS. She incorporated to an LLC, and she's about to put in the pizza next week. So it can be done in one day if you're a go-getter. If you focus and dedicated and hungry and have a desire to make this happen for yourself, you can make it happen. She's an example of that. And so when it comes to the 10 points that I talked about, if you need to know more, learn more, I got 10 free minutes for you. And if you are ready to take action, and you know you're ready to take action, then I'll even give you more than 10 minutes because I know once I get through with you, you're going to be ready to get started based on the education and the knowledge I just hit you with that you probably didn't even know already existed when it comes to doing what I do. And I'll see you in my next video.